You ready?
What up? 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 It's your boy T,
Hey, it's your man B.
and you on the ride up.
Y'all missed that, huh?
He's
Oh
back.
yeah. It's just such the dumbest sound ever. I'm gonna fix it, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. Yeah, man. Episode 33 on the ride up.
Is it episode? We gonna call it episode 33? I thought we was holding off on the 33 since that was gonna be the last episode.
We waiting. We gotta do something big for the 33 though.
But it's not episode 33. This just the 2020 NFL playoff preview.
Doing playoff previews and
with some bonus coverage.
All right, bet. So I have done no prep for the NFL previews. My job has kept me from doing that. My manager, I'm the manager now, so kind of the job. So
when the coat money,
they ain't give me the middle coat money.
When the coat money,
it's the preview. It's the preview. So hopefully we we make it work for that. But yeah, man. It's been a busy week, man. Shout out to Donald Trump for getting banned on Twitter, and everybody else every other Twitter account he's trying to tweet from. I think the number's up to 4 now. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the idiots that over around the Capitol. Shout out to the Capitol Police that want to intimidate and brutalize Black people, but can't seem to find the same energy.
Shit.
And you know what I mean, one of their co-workers fell for it. You know what I mean, he's dead now because they thought it was sweet. So you know what I mean, he's in line of duty. So and it is what it is. Black people die every day. B. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to them bringing nooses to the Capitol. I ain't never seen that one before. Shout out to them. Shout out all these white people thinking they can run up in the shout out all the ones getting rounded up too. The feds finally trying to do something. They need pictures and they need information from the y'all ain't need no information in St. Louis. Y'all ain't no information in DC. Y'all ain't need no information in Minnesota. But y'all need information now. Y'all let them fly out on planes. Y'all let them drive out the junk. I seen a whole army camouflage cargo van in DC. I work in Chinatown. I'm 6 blocks from the Capitol. I saw that. Y'all didn't. I saw Obama taking pictures on New York Avenue with his rifle on his shoulder.
It was buck wild yesterday.
On his shoulder. So y'all needed. What y'all need? Y'all need pictures from us? Why y'all need us? Those snitching out here. Y'all need to get them bounders. If y'all was serious, y'all would treat them just like y'all treat the Black extremists. But y'all don't. And the Black Panthers in the 70s, the feds. I'm talking about the FBI. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Y'all don't. It's never the same energy. It's never gonna be because y'all need white supremacy. Y'all need it. That's the basis of America. Y'all need that shit. But all right, shout out to them. Shout out to them.
Feed me more.
You know what I mean? Like, it's been a crazy week, man. And shout out to all the senators and House of Representatives that thought that was cool to keep, propagating a lie that the election was rigged and didn't understand they was creating a monster still or building on top of the monster that they had been creating for about 25, 30 years, from Rush Limbaugh to Sean Hannity to Tucker Carlson, all you media people that think y'all can rile these people up because they're stupid, because they're dumb. Y'all smarter than them. It's obvious. Y'all know y'all lying, but they don't know you're lying. Y'all fucking idiots.
No, she's not a fighter. Blah, blah, blah.
So,
okay, but they all talkers, but they all just crazy.
Oh, I got a fresh glass of wine. Sorry, guys. But yeah, man, where was I? I was at the media. I was at the right wing Fox News, OAN, Newsmax, Rush Limbaugh, who's about to kick the bucket. Thank God. Yeah, nah, we in here. We in the building. We in the building. And no slurring for me. I'm straight. We straight. We out here. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all, man. Like the right wing media. And it's not Alex, what's my man's name? My man that peddles all these conspiracy theories, but that only right wing conspiracy theories. They don't really against like black people in the left. Like, and they always mix the black people in the left. We're not Democrats, bro. We're realists. We're as pragmatic as it comes. We know that they don't give a fuck about us for real. They don't care, but their policies let us live more than they all's at the end of the day. So, and any black person that goes with them on the right and is serious about it is stupid as well. So let's pod today. You good, brother? And it's been a minute, man. Shout out to you, bro. Love you,
What
bro.
up, B? What up, T?
Yo,
what up, y'all?
Rell.
Hey, listen, we got not only do we get the luxury of having B Money back at home, we got the prodigal son Rell in the building as well.
Perfect. I was really
Yeah.
ready to pod the other day too, though. I wish our schedules was more lined up, man. I was really ready to pod. I was actually like happy and shit, and I'm not really happy right now. But we can keep we can keep this energy. We here. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, you got some things to be happy about. So it's perfect that we got Rell on the show today because we're gonna be talking about the NFL preview, playoff preview, and he is our, NFL correspondent. So before I get into this, we at least know who all the teams are that's in the playoffs, right?
Right. For the most part.
Rell, since you the guest, who do you got in the Super Bowl? Who you got winning the Super Bowl?
All right. I hate to say that I'm actually going with this pick as far as the NFC, but I got the Bucs in the Super Bowl. And then I got Kansas City going at it. I like to see that matchup. But hopping on the Bucs side though, I will say I'm going for the Redskins though, or excuse me, the football team. I like that defense. I feel like they can definitely get after Tom Brady. I feel like they can definitely cause a little bit of trouble in there. The only thing is they won't put up the points, as far as Tom Brady and the boys, but I definitely want to see that matchup though.
So you got the Bucs beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
No, I got them going to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. I got Chiefs winning it. Yes, sir.
How about you, Brian? Who do you have in the Super Bowl and who you have winning?
I got the Chiefs winning, and it doesn't matter who's coming from the NFC. It's like, really, like, what are we talking about?
For the sake of posterity,
I got the greatest. I'm on the side of the greatest QB of all time. Like, it doesn't matter who's coming. Like, he's about to be, bro. His numbers are gonna. No, you can see who he is. Like the second best that I've watched ever in my life.
Yet though,
there's 3 quarterbacks that. Okay, cool. The 3 quarterbacks that's the best I ever seen in my life are 4. Brett Favre. It's not in no order. It's Brett Favre, Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick. That's it. The best I see, like in my eyes, like I watch the games and I'm like, damn, like this, wow. Like even Peyton Manning from Tennessee. I watched Tennessee games. I watched Tennessee Indy games. Of course he was great because he was so smart. He's much smarter than everybody else, right? He didn't have these natural skills these other guys had at all. And so yeah, I will call Patrick Mahomes the greatest quarterback of all time before it happens, because it will happen eventually. His numbers it's gonna dictate that. He's gonna get another Super Bowl this year. He's gonna be his 2-time Super Bowl champion, leader in touchdowns for 3 years in a row. All right, bro.
So can I ask you this though, B?
Yeah.
More than likely, he's going to fall short of winning 6 Super Bowl rings compared to Tom Brady. Does that dictate who has that legacy as far as the greatest quarterback of all time?
The Patriots cheated 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I agree.
And
but,
they have and Bill Belichick is arguably the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
At the end of the day, the ball doesn't look the same coming off their hand. The release don't look the same. He can't run like Patrick Mahomes. He don't have the tools. I mean, yeah, of course, he's the winningest quarterback. Yeah, he's one of the winning quarterbacks. You can give him that, Tom Brady. But as far as everything else, nah. And no, all respect due. He went down to the Tampa Bay and proved that he still got something left. All respect due. But nah, it doesn't change anything. What else you got, T?
Well,
where you want to go with this?
Of course, I'm clearly I have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but I definitely don't have the Bucks in the Super Bowl.
It's probably going to be.
I have the Packers, Chiefs, and Packers, and the MVP of the league this year has a great chance at leading his team to the Super Bowl and winning.
He does.
Aaron Rodgers will be the MVP this season. He's been the MVP this season. Now, the reason why I push back on what Brian has said about Patrick Mahomes, and I love me some Patrick Mahomes. Don't get it wrong. Like, I don't know how anybody, even somebody who's a rival of the team, could not like watching Patrick Mahomes play. This is why he's still not in the top 5 for me. Now, if I'm going to say, because see, you're only assuming that health is there. One thing about Brett Favre played how many consecutive games through injury?
Wow.
How many times have Aaron Rodgers bounced back from season-ending injuries?
He's been injured a few times at the end of the year.
He's bounced back from, and they've been upper body, so it wasn't like he had an ACL. He had a shoulder.
He had a couple of knees. He had a couple.
But he also had a shoulder.
Yeah, that's true.
Bounced back from. You can't that's not normal.
Yeah.
So I don't know that Patrick Mahomes has to bounce back from a season-ending injury and come back and still be that guy.
I mean, he's 3 years in. What, 4 years in? So we'll see.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. If you say you think, if you just said you think he will be,
I'm just calling it early. It's a hot take. It's all good.
I mean, obviously the Chiefs think so. That's why they gave him a 10-year deal.
Right, $500 million. Got $500 million out there.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. If you look at the Chiefs' playoff run last year, they had some bumpy roads, and some of the teams that I think at least one of the teams that they had a bumpy road against got better, and the coaching got smarter, and that's the Titans. I think the Titans pose the biggest threat to the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl because the one thing they got away from last year. I don't know that you get the luxury of that this year. If they get the ball to Henry's hands and they keep feeding him like they've been doing, I mean, think about it. If you look at the history of running backs who have ran for 2,000 yards, look at what they give you after that. They decline almost immediately after that 2,000-yard season, just from wear and tear. So if I'm the Titans and I got a guy who's running for 2,000 yards and this guy is different, he's different. So he may not fall off because he's been running for 2,000 yards his whole life from high school. We saw the other day. This guy ran for over 4,000 yards in a season in high school.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous.
He did it he did it in college, ran for 2,000 yards, and now he's done it in the league. But he also led in carries, and that's what I see is the carries. So that means one, they're dedicated to running the ball with him. If you look at his carries over the last couple of seasons, it picked up at the end of the season. It's been consistent this year. So he may keep blowing through, or he may hit a wall. I don't know. But I will say this. If they continue to give him the ball and they make it a ball control game, it's gonna be tough for the Chiefs. It's gonna be tough for the Chiefs.
But
and I also think that the Titans are probably they may be the only team that's equipped to beat the Ravens, because the Ravens can give the Chiefs problems as well. So I don't think it's a slam dunk that the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Though I do have them pick. I don't have them a heavy favorite, but I think they're the odds-on favorite, most definitely.
Until I see the Ravens actually like really make some real loud noise, they get to the NFC Championship game.
The AFC Championship game.
AFC Championship game. I'm not going to count them in. Like Lamar did have like Lamar really had a really like down like 4 or 5 weeks before he started stepping it back up. And
I mean, it was I get that, but he's still performing to a point where it's like, yo, it wasn't like he just fell off the face of the earth. He was banged up a little bit. They had to figure some stuff out, but they have steadied their ship a little bit.
Yeah, facts.
So I'm not picking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. Right. I'm just saying that you can't overlook them.
No.
Right. If they're not spying him, if he got receivers that can catch the ball, he's going into this postseason with a healthy Mark Ingram versus last year when he didn't. Last year they went in. Mark Ingram got hurt the last game of the season, and that's what they had to dip. Like, you went in thinking, okay, I'm a half mark, and you didn't have that weapon, and it made you basically one-dimensional.
All right, let's ask Rell, like, what do you think of the contenders to the Chiefs? Because they are obviously the defending champs and also are favored to win.
Honestly, I don't have the Titans being like giving the Chiefs a go. Like, yes, we understand Derrick Henry runs for 2,000. We understand how much of a freak of nature this kid is. He's very talented. But one thing the Titans have changed since the last season is their defense. Their defense has gotten worse. And unless you can put up points with the Kansas City Chiefs, you're not going to beat them. You understand that? And it's like, I don't see them slowing Patrick Mahomes down when he's hot. All it takes is one play for Patrick Mahomes to get going. And from there, it can get ugly.
And there's another team, the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Sean McDermott got these guys playing, and I got a root interest for them.
Yo, did I say this on here, or did I tweet it, or did we just had a conversation when we talking about Josh Allen? I was like, yo, I like Josh Allen. He's a gamer. Did we have that conversation on here?
You might have said it before.
Yeah, I think
I'll give you a point. If you want to own a point, I'll give you. It's your podcast, so if you want to take that point,
I don't want to. No. I just want to. Like, I wish because I was trying to find a tweet early this week because I remember so many people being so down on him after he's picked, and then his first 2 seasons, even though. Like, when I watched him, I saw flashes. Like, I was like, yo, he's a gamer. He can play. Like, they got to didn't they get the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
Yes, right. So I'm like, yeah, I thought he was, he was good. Now then, Diggs is there. I wish Diggs was a Washington football team player, and that could have happened if they picked him over Jamison Crowder. But shout out to Jamison Crowder as well. He's a good player, but man, like the Bills, like the Bills have a chance. The Bills have a chance. Like everybody has a puncher's chance. Right.
The Bills have more than just a puncher's chance, though.
Nah, everybody has, like, the Chiefs are Javonte Davis, and the field is the field. It is what it is, bro.
I mean, like I said, again, they're the odds-on favorites. So I'm not saying.
That's a dope jacket, by the way.
I've already. I guess so, bro. Thank you, appreciate it. I think the Chiefs will win, but this is also the first season that there's 14 teams.
Yeah.
This year there's 6 teams playing both sides first wild card week, and then whoever won the conference, they have the bye. So the Chiefs have a bye and the Packers have a bye.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that the Packers sort of could have used was a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Their running back get a little healthier. You know what I'm saying? getting that guy who caught 18 touchdown passes, just getting this ankle and his everything all juiced up, ready to rock for next week. I'm sorry.
I like the Packers. I think they need to utilize Aaron Jones more. Even though they utilize him, I'm not saying they don't. I think he needs to be part of more. They need more. Like they need more from him, and that's
I
not
think they
on
use
him.
pretty well though. You don't think so?
I don't know. At times, I think they like kind of get away from him. Like it's weird, like how they use him to me. Like it's like they forget about him and they think, you know what I mean, somebody else is better than him. But nah, bro, Aaron Jones is y'all running back. You know what I mean? Is Alan Lazard healthy?
I'm not sure what his status is. But Aaron ran for over 1,000 yards. I mean, it wasn't like he wasn't getting carried.
I'm not saying that. Of course, no, I'm not saying that they didn't use him at all, and he's not. I'm saying that they can give him more carries. I think he can be a more integral part of the offense. I've seen him at times, literally like not like use him during big portions of games. Like I've seen that.
Okay.
So especially last year, like so even I mean, so this year they've done a better job, but I don't know if they're doing enough. I don't think they're giving him enough work. Just to say that.
So I'm assuming y'all not giving the Steelers no shot.
No, absolutely not.
The Washington football team, no.
I think they're the most overrated team in the NFL. Take for granted. I'm not saying they suck, but a lot of those wins that they have were from sorry teams, bro. They were from sorry teams.
They were the last undefeated team in the NFL.
They lost to the Washington football team.
A playoff team beat them.
Okay, look.
7-9. 7-9.
I'm gonna pay my respects for the football team because I like that defense. You know, one of the best defenses in the NFL, especially that front seven. But that's not a playoff team. We know that. As far as talent base, not a playoff team.
Are they in the playoffs?
Do you know what I mean, bro?
They're in the playoffs.
You know
so
what
they're
I mean?
Playoff team. Like, let's not take nothing away from the Washington football team. Like let's say this, that the NFC East was lackluster, and they took advantage of a lackluster division.
Hey, I'm not mad at that. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But a team that didn't even make 500, like, come on.
Right. No, I agree.
You know?
It's
not unprecedented.
It's not unprecedented, but it doesn't happen every day or every season. And to think that they're better than any one team is not like, but and it like to say to discount the way they the Pittsburgh lost to them, and to think that you can give them some type of like thought to them winning, like I'm talking about the Steelers now.
Mm-hmm.
After I see them lose 3 in a, like they lost 2 in a row and then they lost another, there's like 12 and they was 12-4, I think. Mm-hmm. 5. Nah, man, I think they're pretenders. I just do, because that was an important game, and they're
playing against the Browns. Do the Browns win that game?
I have the Browns win.
I don't know if the Browns win because I'm not a believer in
okay, so we got the Super Bowl out the way, and you have the Bucks going to the Super Bowl. I have the Packers. Brian didn't pick anybody, so
I did.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter on the NFC. Yes,
you didn't pick somebody from the NFC, Brian. No, you didn't.
Okay, just run them down. Run all 6 down.
7.
My bad. Run all 7.
Packers, Rams, Seahawks, Saints, Bucks, Washington football team.
Out of those teams.
And the Bears. Excuse me, and the Bears. Forgot about them.
Got them.
You could have kept forgetting about them. Out of those teams, I say the
Packers.
Packers.
Season. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, they did it. They did. You know, they ended the season well. Shout out to Mr. Trubisky. He saved his career. Out of those teams, I say the Packers, but the Seahawks would be my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, you got to note that the last 2 years, Russell Wilson has slowed down on the second halves, even this year. So that's concerning. That would be concerning to me if I was Seahawks fan.
All right, so we got our Super Bowls out the way.
Yep.
And let's go game to game. Wild card weekend. So I'm gonna start in the AFC. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We got the first game. Well, actually, I'm gonna go in order for in which the games are gonna be played. We have the Colts and the Bills. Shout out to Phillip Rivers, man. Thank you, Chargers, for letting Phillip Rivers go, thinking it was time to move on, and letting him show that it wasn't his fault that you guys were sucking. Phillip Rivers got to go over to Indy, step in at the QB where they was missing. That was the only piece they were missing. Now they have they're back to having a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great team, but a good team. So I'm glad to see Phillip Rivers, extending his career, I'm saying, in the right way, not just playing career backup or just stealing money. He's actually out there earning his bread right now.
Correct.
That being said, they're playing against the Bills.
Well, it's pretty obvious. I got the Bills beating the Colts. I like the Colts, man. Like you said, Phillip Rivers has been doing a good job, stepped in, took that team to the playoffs, but I think the road ends here. I don't see them beating the Bills.
All right, the second game we got is the Ravens and the Titans.
I got to be in a close game, but I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Ravens over Titans?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Lamar has learned from his mistakes. And after seeing him come back from the COVID or having the COVID and stepping in that game with the cramps in his legs and still winning that, I think he's getting more confident. He's past that rookie stage and making simple mistakes. I think the coaches learned from their past mistakes in the playoffs for the last 2 years. And plus, I just don't have faith in the Tennessee Titans defense. Like it really lacks this year.
What else we got?
All right, next game is Browns versus Steelers.
I mean, that's an interesting game. I think they're both pretenders, honestly. What you got, Rell?
Like I said, I got the Browns. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers pull it off. But I'm on the same edge as you, Brian. Like, I think they're both pretenders. I don't think they're going to no AFC Championship or damn sure not the Super Bowl. So,
shout out to Baker Mayfield for extending his career too. I don't know if he's going to get a big extension, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What else we got?
All right, now we're on to the NFC wild card.
Okay.
We have the Rams versus the Seahawks.
Aaron Donald, the boys. Seahawks defense haven't been the best, at least not to the standard where we used to seeing them at. I have Russell winning that game. I have Russell and the Seahawks winning.
It's on the shape. You are, oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, I'm about to get on.
Who you got, B?
Seahawks versus the Rams. The prodigy versus Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
The prodigy being Sean McVay. That's interesting. I have not really paid much attention to the Rams because I thought they weren't really good early. I can't say. Like I said, man, Russell Wilson kind of wilted in the second half of the seasons, last couple seasons, like MVP seasons early on, or MVP, nobody can touch him. Like he's really early in the seasons, he was underrated, I think, especially last year, this year too. He was doing the same thing, and but by the end of the season, he kind of falls off a little bit. But and their defense is not Legion of Boom. That's done. That's dead. The Rams have Aaron Donald, man.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey on the edge. Sheesh, boy. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Pause. I'm gonna go Seahawks though. I'm gonna go Seahawks. It's gonna be fun.
I have no faith in Jared Goff. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No faith.
At the end of the day, if you don't know who's gonna win, you pick the better quarterback. Russell Wilson.
Good strategy there. All right. So the second game, Saints versus Bears.
Saints. And Lord Jesus, I hate rooting for the Saints. I'm actually not rooting for them.
Yeah, you don't have to root for them.
I'm not rooting for them. But let's be realistic. I don't think the Chicago Bears have enough firepower to keep up with the Saints. Drew Brees is coming back. Alvin Kamara,
who cares? Drew Brees has been winning this whole season, like most of the season.
I mean, everybody talks about Drew Brees, but what I see with the New Orleans Saints, I see Alvin Kamara being the main piece for that offense, the scoring points. Because there's been times where I've seen the Saints kind of struggling to get yards or to put points on the board, and Alvin Kamara, Alvin Kamara would definitely give that boost for that offense. Where he can hurt you in the passing game, running in the backfield, whatever the case may be, man. Like, he's just well-rounded.
True. I don't have any faith. But
I'm actually picking the Rams, by the way. I didn't say I'm picking the Rams to win that game.
Let's go back a little bit. Hear your thoughts. You give us like 60 seconds of
so I didn't chime in on the Rams one. I just never realized that. I'm definitely taking the Rams over the Seahawks.
Okay.
While I do understand, I like your logic. Like when it's a toss up,
yeah,
you go with the better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with. I just think that
the better defense.
Rams defense will be enough.
Completely fair.
But I also do think Goff can lose them. He can lose them the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can lose them the game, but I think that defense can win them the game. So listen, Jalen Ramsey makes it very difficult for me to go against the Rams against the Seahawks. Now, I think it'll come down to how often they're able to get DK Metcalf that football.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they're able to use him to the point where they're forcing Jalen Ramsey, in logic, they call it a shutdown corners when they basically don't throw to your side of the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if Jalen has to acknowledge DK Metcalf, it's not like he's their only weapon. So if he's not their only weapon and they have to start to, pay attention to the other sides of the field, I think that the Rams may be able to bait them into throwing to Ramsey's side if they're moving people around. And I feel like the Rams have the defense to make them to be able to bait them to have Jalen Ramsey be a factor in the game other than you not throwing his direction. Because I feel like if you get the matchup of DK Metcalf versus any cornerback, I don't give a goddamn who he is. Because of his size, it's like Megatron. Because of their size, you take the shot. And Russell's a very smart quarterback. So it's not like he's going to throw him in triple coverage or with the safety cheating over top. But if he gets a man-to-man look with DK Metcalf at any moment, I don't care if it's Jalen Ramsey checking him, he's going to take the shot. And that'll give Jalen Ramsey the opportunity to show who he is. And it's going to come down to, maybe DK Metcalf isn't, ready for that stage. I don't know. Maybe he's ready for big time. I don't know. So it's going to be a very good game, but I think I'm taking the Rams just because of defense.
Okay, so let's get to the Bears Saints.
It's a mop. Saints going to mop them guys.
Absolutely.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Offense is going to score. The defense is going to shut them down.
Here's the thing. Last year, the Bears wouldn't be in the playoffs because they wouldn't have had enough. They wouldn't have had enough wins. It's a 7. They got to be the 7th team. I'm correct. Congratulations to you. I'm not taking anything away from you. There's no asterisk by your name and none of those things. Everybody knew it was 7 teams going in. You earned the 7th spot, so there's no asterisk beside your name. With that being said, you're still playing against the second best team in the NFC, who on normal circumstances wouldn't even been playing this week because they would have had a bye. Therefore, you're dog food.
All right, we all got the Saints. Did you chime in on that game? You trying to?
Yeah, got the Saints.
I saved it for last because it's the game that I care about the most. Right. The Washington football team versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I'll say this. Chase Young, earlier in the week, sent out the message that he was looking forward to playing against Tom Brady, and he told Tom he's coming for him. And then you had a whole bunch of people jumping out the window saying, "Oh, you a rookie, you shouldn't be talking like this," and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, shut the hell up. Here's the thing. Him saying, what is his job to do? What is his job? To come after Tom Brady, yes? Does Tom not know what Chase Young is set to do? So it wasn't like he was letting the cat out the bag. People, and this is what I liked about this message. One of 3 things is going to happen in a very various ways. One, he's going to come at Tom and get to Tom multiple times. 2, the Buccaneers are like, "Oh no, we can't let Tom Brady get hit by Chase Young," and they do what everybody else has been doing all season, which is double teaming. And then guess what? That means Chase Young has succeeded because his job is not only to get to the quarterback, it's also to draw those double teams and triple teams so that his compadre on the other side, Montez Sweat, can also get the quarterback. He actually led the team in sacks, Sweat did. So he's been a benefactor of great play by Chase Young all year long. So if anything, it's brilliant what Chase Young has come out to say. Because it wasn't as if he came out and said, "Oh, I'm guaranteeing." If he came out and said, "I'm guaranteeing victory," then he's putting more onus on
the team,
the defense that they can't back up. Because the defense can actually back up what he said. You can't go on offense and score points. So it wasn't like he guaranteed a victory or said we're going to do this or do that from a team standpoint. He's only talking about from a him standpoint. So if he's coming, the only way he can be proven wrong on Saturday is if he catches COVID or gets sick and can't play. But as long as he's going to play, he's going to,
be a focal point of the defense.
He's going to follow through on what he said.
Right.
That doesn't mean he's going to get. So I mean, I don't know what the detractors are expecting. Is it maybe he thinking he's going to more sacks or something?
You know what this is. It's just like the old fashioned news media don't like to hear the young brash, player, trying to make waves. Like they don't want they ask for personality. They want personality, but they don't really want personality. And Chase Young, at the end of the day, is a personality that can back his play up.
Fact. What do you expect from a guy who got drafted number 2, who was a dog in college, seek the same double teams and triple teams he saw in college? When people were like down on him because of the game he played against Clemson, and they didn't watch the game, and all they saw was the stats and didn't see the stats they wanted to see. But when you watch the game, you saw, oh, I see why he didn't get why his numbers weren't great. Because he was getting doubled and triple teamed the entire game. Not one time did he see he didn't see single action that one time that game. You can't afford to do that with this defense. And here's another thing. And I want to come out and say to this young kid, Curl, I apologize to you. I didn't say anything disrespectful to him or about him, but I did disregard his, ability to show and prove, because when Landon Collins went down and everybody was like, hey, Eric Reed, and I was like, man, Rivera's talking about he wants to win now, and you got a guy who knows your system that you can bring in, and you're trying to put him on a practice squad for a guy you drafted in the late round. And that also means I need to apologize also to Rivera and Del Rio, because they see more than I get to see. And this kid, Curl, has been balling.
He was flashing even when Landon was on the
He's
field.
balling.
Yeah.
The people who talk about the front seven, and the front seven deserves to be talked about. But when's the last time a team put more than 20 points on the Washington football team?
Not strictly.
They are really they're either going to be stifling or they're bend but don't break.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem with being a bend but don't break defense is you need an offense to produce some points.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to need Alex Smith to be able to step up in the pocket and make some plays.
Yeah, no.
If I'm perfectly fine with them going with Alex Smith as a starting quarterback.
Yikes.
But if Alex Smith
Jinkies
isn't able to produce, and he should not get too much, if he gets through the first quarter and it looks like he ain't got it, bring in Heineke. Because even though Alex Smith may be smarter, may have the IQ, Heineke knows your system enough the way he can be able to extend plays and allow that defense to get rest and get the ball to playmakers. Even though he only played a quarter, he showed that he had a good arm. He showed he had some mobility. And when you don't really have any options, that's not a bad fallback.
So yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna stop you right there. Fans are treating Alex Smith like he's a rabbit foot. He can't play anymore. Like with his leg the way it is, it's just not sustainable. And not saying Taylor Heineke is a better quarterback than Alex Smith. Alex Smith proved that he can play in the league. That he proved he can come back from that leg injury. It's just not sustainable for 16 games, and we know this. So, and it's not sustainable for this playoff game, in my opinion, because it wasn't. It just happened that they won last week. So, before Rell gets to this team, I'm not going to stay on this long. They're a year early. The Washington football team. They're a year early. They needed another offseason to get another 2 or 3 weapons on the offense, and they didn't get that. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But they're going to lose to the Bucs. But that's not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is what they're going to do in the offseason.
They have to nail the offseason. I'm going to tell you why. Because they had the great idea of winning the division. And what comes with winning the division? Next year, you have to play all the division winners.
Not only are they going to play a harder schedule, which people are like, oh, it's only 2 games, but there's a game. It's the overall schedule. It's how many away games you play in a row.
2 games?
Huh?
What do you mean by 2 games? Oh, 2 games.
It's they saying it's a difference of 2 games. So the 2 games that are out of conference, they'll get the harder teams in whatever division they got to play.
Of course, they have to, every team they play, they have to play the division winner.
Right. So
wherever you place in your division, Like if you came in second, you play the second best. If you finish dead last, that's why if you finish dead last, like the Eagles are actually propelled to have a great season next year. They were picked to win the division this year. They have a lot of pieces.
Right. No, I get you. Now, at the end of the day, it's more about they took themselves from maybe being the 9th and 10th pick at 7-9 and not winning the division to the 19th pick. So it's just incumbent on whoever's going to be the one in the draft room. They're talking about Cal Smith might not be here. It might be They might be hiring a GM and another personnel guy that Herrera knows better or whatever to draft well. So with that, that's the future. Like the Bucks are gonna win. I don't know, Rell, how much you want to speak on it, but the Bucks are gonna win. That's.
I mean, Bucks are gonna win. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a blowout. Because that defense alone is going to be a little hard to really score on them. The only thing that the football team, I want to say Redskins every time, but the football team, the thing they're going to lack is that quarterback position, obviously. So it may be a little difficult for them to push the ball down the field and get some points on the board, but I definitely do have the Buccaneers winning that game.
So I think is that the roundup? Is that the NFL wildcard roundup? Big homie, a little homie. Since you're like a month and a half,
yeah, that's the roundup. And I got the Washington football team winning. Just an FYI.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay, I got the Washington football team winning.
They might could squeak one in if they do put Tyler Heineke in. I think they could squeak it out. Pause.
Well, I hope they do win because I cannot stand Tom Brady.
I hope they do win. And shout out to my brother-in-law Tony that won $3,000 because they won the division.
Oh snap! Shout out.
Yeah, he put that on the beginning of the season. Sheesh, man. So yeah, NFL, we put our Super Bowl winners in early, bro. But okay, that's cool.
That's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to do it beginning of the season.
Yeah. You're right.
You do it at the beginning of the playoffs. Once you know who's in it.
Yeah, you're right.
And my two teams are still in it. The same two teams I picked going in are actually the division winners. I mean the conference winners. I picked the Packers and I picked the Chiefs, and I'm sticking with the Packers and Chiefs. The only thing that may change is who I think is going to win the game, depending on how they both look in the playoffs.
Right.
Or if they both don't make it, or who doesn't make it. That's the only way my picks are changing.
All right,
since we saved the Washington football team as the last wild card game, and we're talking Washington. Hey, Brian, let's get into this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get into this shit.
You got it.
My guy got traded for Russell Westbrook. And I went on Facebook. And I was like,
I went on Twitter at the same time.
But he ain't my dog. And everybody jumped down my throat. Like, Paul. Oh, yeah, you're right. Because he an MVP. He triple doubles. He's better. He this, he that. And I'm like, yo, miss me with all that goofy shit y'all talking about. I obviously know he gets triple doubles. I obviously know all those things. But he still ain't John Wall, meaning he's not the same type of. I'm not even saying overall John Wall is a better player. I didn't say any of that. I said he's not John Wall. John Wall is
a point guard
to me, a better point guard than Russell Westbrook.
A point guard.
Period. He's always been a better point. I've been saying it for years. He's a better point guard than Russell Westbrook. Why? Because I don't think Russell Westbrook is a point guard. He's not a point guard. A point guard needs to be able to run offenses. He does not run offenses. Yes, he gets 10 assists. And if you think that, because you get 10 assists, that means people, LeBron James plays the small forward position. He still get assists.
Assist is the easiest thing to get in NBA basketball at this point.
Especially now.
In
How
2020,
long they allow you to dribble the ball and
last
still
10
get
years,
assists?
in the last 10 years, that you might as well get hockey assists in NBA.
I ain't gonna say all that. I think you
It's bad. It's bad though. It's bad. It's bad. Bams pass it to you. You can dribble 5 times and still get this.
I said that. I said they let you dribble the ball. They let you make moves now versus, it used to be like a dribble or two. You know what I'm saying? But now or if you drive into the lane, like if you're moving, now it's crazy. It's like traveling now. Like they let anything is a travel, but they don't call it.
All right, so let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Like,
okay,
because I think I got a hotter take than you.
Go ahead, do your thing. You got it. I follow up.
Whilst Russell Westbrook is done, he's washed. How many times? How many lanes? How much has he drove the lane since he's been here? He just tried to dunk on Taco Fall and got blocked. That was the first time I seen him drive to the lane and try to dunk. He has no dunks since he's been here in 7 games. He's an athlete. He's an athletic freak, right? You know why you don't trade for athletic freaks when you're in their 32? Because they can fall off the cliff the next game. This is my hot take. This is my hottest take we're gonna get. Episode 33 in season, or the NFL preview in season 2. This is the hottest take you're gonna get from me. And it's not even a hot take. He's 32. Now he can come back, obviously. He can come back. He hasn't drove the lane since he's been here. He's taking games off. He's not even gonna play the next game.
No back-to-backs.
No back-to-backs. Same as John Wall. Wow. But you gave up a first to get rid of the man that couldn't play back-to-backs. That the more healthy guy. Right, Tommy? Where you at, Tom? Tom Shepard. This is my other hot take. Tom Shepard shouldn't be in charge of no rebuilds, and it should happen this year. They should trade Bradley Beal. Bradley, ask for that trade. Brad, you need to go. Salute to you, bro. It's been a great 7 years. We appreciate everything you've done. It's over now. They didn't hire the right GM for you, bro. They didn't do the right thing. They waited 2 years to give up on a guy that they could have waited another 4 months and prove that he could play and not give up an asset for him. They didn't do right by you, bro. They didn't do right by John Wall. They didn't do right by you. And you should go to trade yourself.
All right, so I got to push back. I got to push back on that.
No, ain't no. Okay, go.
I got to push back on that.
Go ahead.
Here's why you don't trade Bradley Beal, and here's why he's culpable. Appeasing Bradley Beal is part of why John Wall was traded in the first damn place.
That's a fact, but at the same time,
no. That's not a fact. That's the fact. The fact is, they viewed John Wall and even Bradley Beal, the Wizards organization, and Bradley Beal viewed Bradley Beal and John Wall on the same level. So in order for them to justify him not, I guess, getting the lion's share of the food, is if you got somebody who you both viewed as above you. And that would be the former MVP, Mr. Triple-Double, Russell Westbrook. Here's my problem with this, and this is my problem that I had going into it. People say, John Wall can't shoot, and listen, even if John Wall isn't the best shooter, he's not the volume shooter that Russell Westbrook is. John Wall is never going to just come down and shoot a three-pointer out of the play.
Right.
It's not. Russell Westbrook does this routinely. If you are a good shooter, okay, every now and then, just pull it up. He's not a good shooter.
He's not.
He's not a good shooter. At least I know if John Wall needed to get a shot, he can go 18 feet on the right side of the key and pull up and have some success there. He's a better ball handler than Russell Westbrook. So he can actually beat people off the dribble.
Are you going to get to what I'm going about?
And then when he does that, when he gets people off the dribble, then you get these people open. Then you get a wider open Davis Bertans. You get a wider open Bradley Beal. You actually get a wider open. You actually allow Thomas Bryant to get points without shooting a three-pointer or putback, because now he can actually eat like Gortat would eat. Russell Westbrook doesn't play that type of game.
You saying what I was saying on Twitter? I was defending. I was shitting on this trade at the beginning.
But the difference
you haven't said what. Okay.
But the difference is you are giving Bradley Beal a pass and trying to give him a life ramp. No. The team is now being built around Bradley Beal, so you're not going no goddamn where. You are here. You are a wizard, and when we win, it will be because of Bradley Beal. And when we lose,
he hasn't proved that he can do that in 3 years.
Well, listen, this is what he thought he deserved because he was a 30-point scorer, and this is what Tommy Shepard is trying to build his. You know what I'm saying? Build his legacy around Bradley Beal. I think part of it is I don't think they want Russell Westbrook to be the premier. I think they want Bradley Beal to be elevated. So I think it might be that Russell may be preserving himself for a later in the season run. I don't know. But I can tell you this, I'm very disappointed in his overall effect on the game overall. Because
they played 8 games.
He was good on defense.
They played 8 games, right? They played 8 games, right?
Yeah.
It's out of 72. It's not 82 games.
They told me he was good on defense.
He's not.
But I'm seeing him do the same thing.
But that's not a Russell Westbrook thing. That's a Scott Brooks thing. This has been
no.
Scott Brooks has had 2.
Listen, people giving, and I do not like Scott Brooks. But the only thing Scott Brooks need to be doing is saying, "Hey, stop leaving a 3-point shooter." There's no way his defense scheme calls for them to leave off the wing shooter. I've seen Bradley do it. I've seen Russell do it. They both drift off the 3-point shooter. Why? Because their interior is soft and they think they want to be heroes and go and help out. Listen, let Thomas Bryant get his ass cooked for a 2-pointer. Stop helping out on the 3-pointer. It's no reason a guy that I don't know, who nobody else knows because he ain't hitting the stat line any other games, is lighting you up because you giving them wide open looks like it's practice. Where's this tenacity that I was told that Russell Westbrook had? Where is it?
He's not there. He's not driving the basket. He's not getting foul. He's not even getting the foul calls. There's nothing happening. He's not the same guy. Whether or not you want to believe whether it's him preserving himself or whatever. They won 2 games?
I mean, it kind of makes sense though, Brian, because we've seen, the more the athletic type of players, as far as the dunk and the inside scoring and things of that nature. I mean, your body can only do that for so long, And like you said,
exactly. That's why I said court vision never dies.
Mm-hmm.
Court vision never dies. John Wall has court vision. He's an 8-point guard.
Right.
Russell Westbrook is a guy that needs to play point guard to be in the league and exploit his athleticism. That's what I was saying from the beginning. That's why I tweet. You can fresh X design. You see me right here. You want to see me on YouTube Live. Look up my tweets and say what I said. Russell Westbrook is an A1 person. Absolutely. I'm not trying to shit on Russell Westbrook as a guy, as a man. He's a great man. He's not the same player he was 6 years ago. We didn't trade for the Russell Westbrook from 2014.
So do you think
Russell Westbrook from 2014? He's dunking on niggas. Like he's really out doing what he needs to do. He can't do it no more.
So This is one of the
That's
things
my
that
hot take. He can't do it. Like, not that he does. You know what I mean? He's gonna save it. He can't do it. That's my hot take. We Stephen A. out here on this episode.
so one of the opinions that I read, and I actually agree with this to an extent. Though I've always been against trading John or trading Brad without actually trying to put the right pieces around them. A lot of people who were calling for John Wall to get traded for years were happy that John Wall got traded because they wanted him to get traded and they saw a name. Then one person was like, yo, I wanted John Wall to get traded, but this isn't the trade that I wanted because I don't want, like, you don't trade, like, the point of trading John Wall to help your team, you don't trade away a all-star for an all, like, that's not a good trade. What you trade is you trade him to a team who's willing to give up multiple pieces to build.
But he could. I get that.
So
Tommy Shepard couldn't do that.
Don't trade him.
They should have waited till he could actually show he can play on an NBA basketball court.
Exactly.
That was the failure. Ted Leonsis. That was the failure, Ted. You failed again, Ted. You failed again, Ted.
I would have hated seeing John Wall get traded regardless, but I would have
rather
it's been a multiple piece trade where it's like because now when you make the trade, not only are you are putting all the chips on what Russell Westbrook can do, but also you got to see whatever that pick that they send, how much that's going to hurt.
And at the end of the day, you could have gave it a month. You could have gave it a month and got Russell Westbrook for their first round pick.
You know exactly what it was. They saw Russell Westbrook
because they saw some fingers twisting. Because they saw some fingers twisting. That's why y'all traded him.
They saw New Jersey sales. They saw a fan base that, you know what I'm saying, they know how they react when they see Russell Westbrook come to town, and they were thinking about it from that aspect. They weren't thinking from it from a long-term team building, you know what I'm saying, point of view. They couldn't have been.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
They couldn't have been. Even if Russell Westbrook would have started off with a good season, right? Mm-hmm. Naturally, he's going to decline. Naturally, John Wall's going to decline. So it's in both of their favors. The Rockets won the trade because they actually got a future asset, and that's all I'm saying. It's a bad trade in the sense that you've repeated the problem that Grunfeld had, where you're trying to fix a problem by throwing a pick at it, even though it's protected. You can't afford a first round pick because you've been missing on so many. You can't afford to give up any because you know
why that's a problem. You know why it's a problem also because when you eventually have to blow this up, because you're going to have to blow it up. I know you're shaking your head, you're rolling your eyes. You're gonna have to blow it up. It's gonna happen this off season or mid season or whenever this happens. Bradley and Russell's gonna have to go. By the time y'all ready to compete again and need back end help with controllable salary cap money, which first round picks do for you, that's gonna go to the Houston Rockets. What the fuck, bro? Y'all didn't think.
I will say this. You gotta give them. I think all it takes is for the team to actually start looking better and Russell Westbrook looking better. If Russell Westbrook looks good enough, he's still Russell Westbrook. And there's still teams worse than the Wizards who would take on a Russell Westbrook.
We'll see. That's a big question.
There's at least one team that has
there's always one team.
Trade.
But it's a bad contract at this point.
If he's not going to drive to the basket, black people a lot of money.
If he's not going to drive, if he's not going to drive up foul attempts, if he's not going to drive to the basket and get foul free throw attempts, it's really worthless. It's really worthless at this point. So, you know what I mean? We already know Rell's a Celtic fan, so we're not even going to ask his opinion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we're not even going to.
What was the score tonight?
I believe. Hold on. Let me double check. I believe it was like 117 or somewhere around there.
It was by 8. They won by 8. They was up 20 for a minute there. Shout out to Denny. Shout out to Rui. They're good pieces.
He shouldn't be Denny should not be starting yet.
He's the best 3 out there on his
squad. He should be coming off the bench, bro. He's not ready to be a starter, man.
3 on the squad, though. It is what it is. He's the only one that plays defense. It can play on both sides of the court.
I'd rather see Troy starting over him right now.
Troy is a 1, and they need to play him as a 1. Scott Brooks is a clown.
You see Troy is a 1?
Yes. He needs the ball in his hands. He needs the ball in his hands to create on the offensive side. I don't know what he does on the defense side. Honestly, I've never really paid attention to his defense. Then he's the only one that can play both sides of that court. At the end of the day, they make every 3 they got.
And I want to see him eventually be the starter. Clearly, I think he's going to be a starter. I think they could have started him on the bench, bro.
Every 3 that they
I don't understand why Bonga doesn't get any playing time. I don't understand it.
Because Scott Brooks wants every 3 that they have to be a 3-and-D guy. That's dumb as fuck. And Scott Brooks needs to go at the end of the day. Ted, you failed again. You failed again.
Is Mo Wagner? Is he disclosing an injury that I don't know about? Like I don't like. Why are we not seeing these guys playing the game? I don't understand it. But it's
Isaac Bonga should be playing. Ish Smith should be playing the 1. Like there's a bunch of things.
They both can't play the 1 though. You want both of them playing. You want Troy and Ish playing the 1.
That's why I said no, I don't. That's why I would have loved to see a Troy Brown trade. He needs to go somewhere that he can actually play. Somebody actually loves him at the 1. Scott Brooks doesn't love tall point guards, period. That's why Satoransky didn't play that much. He could have played the 1, but they didn't love him. He would have signed back here if he loved them, if they actually had a plan, but they don't have no plan for no tall point guard at the 1. You looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, not at all.
I
don't like Scott Brooks, and I don't.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
And I keep reading reports like he don't even have like play calls. He don't use like.
He's dueling on that little clipboard, bro. He's trash, and that's the only reason he's still here because they can't admit their mistake.
They owe him too much money.
Mistake. They was like, Young, we give him $25 million, and he gives us Durant. That makes sense. That was a GM ago. What are you doing, Ted?
You still owe him the money.
Young, clip this, bro. Rell out. Clip this, bro. Ted, you failed. You are a failure in basketball. You're a failure in hockey, too. You won that 1 championship by luck.
Hey, he won it.
All right, bet.
We'll talk about that later.
He fired the coach the next year.
We'll talk about that later. We're not going to talk about luck.
Ted,
that was a great run.
No, the team didn't win by luck. Ted won by luck. Understand? There's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified. I mean, how did Ted win by luck? Because he had a good team?
Ted had one of the greatest players ever. It finally gelled around him. Year 10. You had the greatest player for 8 years. He's been the greatest player for a long ass time.
It's been
finally got the coach that could put the system around the players that they had and won a championship. Then you got rid of the same coach the very next season because he won a couple extra mil. They actually get paid like a championship team, a coach. You're an idiot, Ted Leonsis. And you know why? You know why I say you failed? Because the very next season you fired the coach that you replaced him with. You failed, Ted. And you failing again. You failed for 10 years with the Wizards. Oh, I wasn't really in control. I let Ernie Grunfeld run. You let Ernie Grunfeld run your team for 10 years after you seen him do it for 6 years and not do shit.
Ted feeling good.
Wait, bro. Wait, bro. Wait. Because you're gonna clip this. You're gonna clip this. We're gonna put this on IG. I need this everywhere. Ted, you failed again. You tried to pawn off a downsizing. You downsized your organization. And you tried to make, it's a vertical, it's everybody. Fam, they tried to, because Ted, this Tommy's in charge of Monumental Sports. He's in charge of the Mystics and this and that. You downsized your organization. You downsized your organization and you try to sell it as some innovation. You hired the number 2 to the most failing GM in the last 30 years, and you try to sell it as innovation. You're a failure, Ted Leonsis. A billionaire failure. And you know what? You failed in business. You was an AOL guy. Where's American Online now? You're a failure, Ted Leonsis. You failed again, Ted Leonsis. You traded John Wall over some big B's.
Or some big C's.
For us. In a first-round pick, you traded a first-round pick for your franchise cornerstone. Because of what, brother? You failed again, Ted Leonsis. You could have let Scott Brooks go last season. This is his last year. He's a lame duck. Why would you bring a lame duck coach into a season that's so important? That this is important to this is the year you have to prove to Bradley Beal that you can win. If you're going to do that. Is that what you wanted, Ted? That's what you said. You failed again, Ted. That's it, bro. I'm good. You failed, bro. You failed, Ted.
Let me clear up what Brian just said. If y'all didn't understand it, Ted Leonsis, you failed.
You're a failure as an owner. You're worse than Daniel Snyder. And bad. No, you know what? My bad. That was super high.
He has 2 championships under his belt. I don't know about all that.
Yeah. He has 1 championship, so you can't say
2.
Add that. But yeah,
he has 2.
Oh, you're right. The Mystics, absolutely. You know what? Absolutely. They got Elena De La Don, and they got that done too. You're right. 2 championships. Shout out to Ted for those 2 championships with the Mystics and the Capitals when you had the best hockey player in the world.
Debatable.
For 8 years, you had the best hockey player in the world. You couldn't get it done.
Arguably the best. It's debatable though, Brian.
No, it's not debatable. Not to me. I've watched. The second guy is
side of him, but
whoever says the second guy is Sidney Crosby, right? Or Malkin or whoever.
Sidney or Malkin, but mostly Sidney because him and Sidney been neck and neck since they came in.
Sidney Crosby is not better than Alex Ovechkin, not as a scorer. They had the greatest score. Okay, let's say okay. They had the greatest hockey scorer since Wayne Gretzky, and he's better than Wayne Gretzky, by the way. No, it's true. It's a fact.
The numbers don't say it, but I'm with you though. I love.
Let's just keep going. It's a hot take. I don't watch.
I love it, bro. You know how many more seasons you gotta play to get Gretzky's numbers, bro?
Yeah, no. He's on. Well, Alex can play another 5 years. He looks great.
He does.
He can catch up. It's not like it's impossible.
I personally just want to see him with another Stanley Cup again. I love Stanley Cup Ovi.
Yeah, number 8.
Stanley Cup Ovi is like the GOAT. Stanley Cup Ovi is the best. I don't think I've seen anybody celebrate.
Yo, They had a hell of a run.
Like Ovi celebrated winning.
They had a run, bro. That whole team had a run.
Yeah, but Ovi,
They did
like,
their thing.
he was
He was doing headstands out the.
Ovi did it. Ovi made it. I mean, he did it so beautiful. It's like, what the hell have y'all been doing for the last fucking 100 years of this damn thing? Like, he showed y'all what y'all was slacking on. Like, come
That's
on, man.
facts. That's facts.
But
all right, bro.
I'll say this. I do agree with a lot of what you said about Ted Leonsis. I agree with a lot of it. I do think obviously money is a factor. I think Ted's.
It was 116, 107, by the way. I saw this one.
I think Ted's commitments to certain people has hindered this franchise. Obviously, his commitment to Grunfeld being the most detrimental, but he also inherited that from Abe Poland, who committed himself to people who weren't in the best interest of the franchise and its success versus his loyalty.
He's supposed to be different.
Loyalty.
Yeah, he's supposed to be different. Yeah.
Abe Poland was loyal to players. Like, listen, you need to be loyal to winning.
Fans, the team.
You know what I'm saying? Not to players. To hear the story of how Michael Jordan wasn't allowed back into the ownership is utterly ridiculous. Because, like, listen, and if you don't know what it was Michael Jordan was part owner, and he had to relinquish his ownership to come back and play. Why did he come back and play? Because he wanted to help build sales so that he can actually garner some interest to the team, which he did. He did that. He made some he made a few mistakes trading a young Rip Hamilton for a aging Jerry Stackhouse, but and bringing in Doug Collins, thinking, oh, Doug Collins is da 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 da. Doug Collins was, he was Doug Collins. He wasn't a great coach, but he was just familiar for Mike. Cool. But the fact that Abe Poland, it'd be one thing if the players were like going to him, but the fact that he went and asked the players how they felt about these young players, how they felt about Michael Jordan, who gives a fuck how they feel about Michael Jordan? What the fuck have you done in this league to have an opinion on anybody, let alone Michael Jordan? As a Wizard fan, I can't name you 10 people on the bench when Michael Jordan was playing right now without actually looking it up, because they sucked. Period. They sucked.
Shout out to Tyrone Nesby.
They sucked. So I don't give a fuck if Michael Jordan is hard on you. It's because you're trying to either make or break you. Mm-hmm. So for Abe Poland, rest in peace to Abe Poland, but he was bad decision.
Yeah, he was a bad owner for 20 years. Yeah,
his loyalty to Gilbert Arenas, I understand it to a degree, but still bad business.
Yep.
The fact that Gilbert Arenas came and played with you when nobody else come and play because of the way you shitted on Michael Jordan, I understand that. But if you got doctors telling you, yo, this damaged goods, you don't give damaged goods $111 million for 6 years.
Right. That's
more bad business.
Facts.
Terrible business. Not bad. Facts. Terrible business.
Yeah.
I love Gilbert Arenas.
Where's the cake?
So Ted still got some ways to go before he's Abe Poland bad. Mm-hmm. Because he did get to see some success with Ernie Grunfeld.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Some success.
Some, yeah, sure.
So I can understand why he thought that maybe we were just on the cusp. But
he had a middle of the road team like he made with the Bucks, and that's all you're gonna get from and Knicks, honestly. Latrell Sprewell with Knicks. So Grunfeld loves to make middle of the road teams, and he did it 4 times in his career.
The Wizards suck. They're my squad, but they suck. And you know how I feel about spending all this time talking about teams that suck. So
yeah, no, we can move on. We just it's
Brian, you got any last words for us?
Do I got a what?
Any last words for us before we wrap up this special?
Okay, so we're in the destination. WandaVision's coming on next Friday. Disney Plus is probably a destination y'all should think about going to, because in this next year and a half, Disney just laid out for us. Star Wars is gonna be busting. Like, yeah, Marvel's gonna be crazy. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm looking for the WandaVision, just as we haven't had a Marvel property in a year, so I'm looking forward to that, man. Last words, bro. I was gonna say something else political.
Okay.
But I forgot. That was an hour ago. Salute to all those senators that shouldn't be in Congress, and the congressmen that shouldn't be in Congress, because they tried to upend the Constitution, and they talk about serving the Constitution, the oath of office, and all that stuff. But they're really racist, so they actually do something else. Yeah.
Rell, what you got for us, Rell?
Man, peace and blessings, beloved.
Facts.
All right, so before we get out of here, I want to make sure that everybody went out and watched season 3 Cobra Kai.
Oh shoot! I need to actually start the first season.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I need to start season 1. I heard it was dope though. I heard it was dope.
It is, bro.
Now, I'm about to start watching this TV show, and I want to preface it by saying, as an 80s baby, you know what I'm saying, TGIF was made for us, right? And TGI, we knew the song, we knew all the shows. One of the shows that I used to watch was Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a good TV show growing up. I never knew Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, was a Archie comic. I didn't find out until.
Was it? Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Exactly.
You just told me.
I didn't know that, right? Until I was watching. So what happened was I was looking at I did some research, because I saw that they have a rebooted Sabrina the Teenage Witch that's on Netflix, right? So I did some research, and I read that it's an Archie comic, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely watching it, because it seems like it has more of a dramatic spin to it, just like they did with Riverdale. So I'm all bought in. So that's the next series that I'm watching, is Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Good up. What else TV is we're doing? I can't say everything I'm watching is kind of like trash. Like, I'm watching Ruthless because I just need to see where they're going with it. Tyler Perry, what in the world, dog? Like, get some writers, get some editors, bro. It could be so much a better show if you just got some editors, bro. Tyler, bro, you a billionaire, my G. Get somebody for $250. I bet you can get somebody from $250K out of school somewhere, from Carnegie or wherever, some big school, or a black school, HBCU. Get an HBCU kid. I bet you can get an editor from around there, better quality scripts, 100%. Anyways, but I don't know what else we're watching. There's a new Transformers chapter I want to see on Netflix. I want to check that out. Like I said, man, Star Wars, man. I can't wait till all the Star Wars stuff that comes out this year for Disney Plus, and the Marvel stuff that they're trying to drop. My guys on mute. But all right, man, that's it, man. That's what we got.
I will say this, since you mentioned WandaVision coming out, that Netflix got a couple things that are coming out within the next week or two that I'm looking forward to. So, Disenchantment. If you ever watched that crazy cartoon,
The cartoon, yeah.
Part 3 comes on January 15th. Also,
Okay.
a movie starring Anthony Mackie, Outside the Wire. Comes out, and a new TV show called Fate, the Vinx saga. It looks very interesting, so I'm definitely gonna be checking that out.
I bet.
So those are the things that I'm watching in an upcoming week or two that I'll be letting you guys know about. So,
and shout out to all the Black-owned businesses. Shout out to Carry Curation. Shout out to Titan Elite Pro. Shout out to DC, Maryland, Virginia. Shout out to Washington, who's weirdly our third most listened to region. Washington, Oregon.
I got folks out there.
Yeah. Shout out to
I'm white boy.
the Isle of Man. I had to look it up because it showed up on our analytics the other day, and that is it's an island between Ireland and the UK, and it's like, shout out to them, France, obviously, even though the bot, whatever was going on with our numbers is ended, but we've gone back up, man. Shout out to everybody's listening over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, man. Make sure. Before I gotta say this. I got two more things I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you go and cop merch from my guy Ralphie, Big Fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
He launched that about a month ago or so. You know what I'm saying? He getting a lot of support. Make sure y'all go out and cop that. Also, make sure you download my guy King Chase's Omnipotent album. I did call it Omnipotent once. I'm an idiot. Omnipotent. It's a dope.
Shout out to the artist. Who's the artist again?
King Chase.
King Chase. Oh yeah, the intro that we had him for the intro.
His song is an intro on episode from like 2-3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, King Chase.
And
Maserati Black.
Shout out to Big Bro, do the visuals. Shout out to the podcast family, everybody that's doing it. Shout out to the cook up, Big Bro Burn, everybody is doing it. Rebel Die.
He was on live tonight on his DJ.
Shout out to him. Happy New Year, everybody. Love y'all. Love my brothers, Rell, first.
You want to ride up?
You want to ride up?
One.